size as Los Angeles.
Stop it. So,
All right, I gotta save him. We have more Switzerland games.
I mean, exactly. You're gonna start going through these, then I'm just gonna be like, okay, buddy, let's keep going.
I don't want to use all my currency, which in Switzerland is the Swiss franc.
Stop it. Thanks.
All right, defensively set up. We've got an Orisa and a Junkrat here. It's pretty standard. We've got a Widow in the back lines. No Mercy off of the table now as they're going to run a Mercy and Zen. Offensively, Norway looks like they liked what they saw with Bullseye, but they're going to put a Somber in this mix as well. The only heals on the team being that Lucio. Never mind.
Yeah.
No heals.
Who needs heals anyway? Just kill everything.
There's going to be packs up here. IPN has taken a pack on that top side. They're going to try to pressure out this Widow. It's a really smart move if you're going to run dive to not just try to go in on the ground here. Make that Widow deal with you. And now Tracer might just be in the back line. We see Tracers when they get back there just go on a magical mystery tour.
Oh, buddy, right now, decent defense coming in here from Switzerland. A lot of work being done by Shinoda, but we lose Remix again. And that might throw things completely out of whack here for Switzerland. Without that throughput healing, it's gonna make it so hard to hold, especially when you got a Genji chucking shurikens in the back of your head. Lux is out, and that is gonna be Switzerland getting overwhelmed.
Lux was in a good spot to try to bring his team back. Excuse me, Lux was in a good spot, but he did not see the Genji behind him, and that's, you know, that's kind of what being a ninja is all about.
Exactly,
you don't see it.
Hex. There you go.
All right, now you try to snowball this because you know that the defense is going to have to switch compositions. What works on first doesn't necessarily work on last, and hopefully you have ultimates ready to go. However, Norway does not have those ultimates banked up, but only God could change that right now. He's got his pulse bomb. He gets spotted out early, though. They're going to be looking for him on the side.
I like that. Getting caught on things, you know, environment, just making it difficult, even more difficult to predict where he's going to be next. Just trying to change up the angle of attack. If he can get into the back line with his pulse bomb, things are going to get fun. And he is looking for it. Yep, Shinoda dead. Perfect. Now just keep the pressure on Remix. Don't allow for the reset. And it is looking fairly good here for Norway. The total dive and the wipeout of the defense. Switzerland, they're getting overwhelmed.
They lost one early. We talk about triple as a snowbally kind of composition because once you get rolling with that comp, it's good. But dive is just like that as well. Once you get one kill, then you get dash resets. The Tracers, they're finishing off low health targets. And it is just Lucio dancing on the ceiling. But this isn't a Springsteen song. This is Norway completing it.
Excellent work from Norway. You got to give it. I'm glad that we were following Only God's perspective as well. Feels like he was kind of the instigator going in, just setting it up with that initial stick pulse bomb kill. And then, of course, you've got Track, who's just going to be in here to just hack people's heads off. Great target focus right there. Yep, done. And then you get the Dragon Blade.
Remix just unable to get out of there alive. You get dash resets, you're just cutting everything up. And this has always been a great map for Genji on last point because Dragon Blade is that closeout ultimate where you're going to get multiple kills and you're going to get them very, very quickly rather than the slow, sustained push that a tank ball will give you. Dive is all about that burst.
It's just coming in like a wrecking ball. Except we don't have them here. Never mind. I can't make that joke anymore because then it's an actual hero.
I mean, you shouldn't make it to begin with. It's just not a good joke. I've told you this several times. I don't know why you listen to me.
Just can't get the song out of my head, Hex. Wake up in the morning. How do you get pumped, right?
Yeah.
Definitely not with that song.
I guess that's song.
Definitely not with that song. All right. So Norway, obviously we're going to be switching sides as we try to change the subject. Let's actually talk about some Overwatch. Eco. On that Mercy, we will have it. And Ana as well. I am so happy to see more Ana play, though. Mechanically sound hero, more difficult, more challenging.
Yeah.
But also just fun. Sleep darts for days.
It seems like all the, with the reworks that have happened with supports now that, like, yes, Ana's harder to play than some of the other supports, but now you get value out of it. If you've worked on it, if you are putting in the time and you're actually skillful on it, then you are getting more value than some of the easier supports to play. They all have their place in the meta right now, and that means that the meta is in a very good place.
Exactly. That's the joy of it. I want to see more variety in the comps. Show me how deep the hero pool goes. All right. So countdown's about to finish.
This is
the game is about to begin.
That is a very aggressive high ground hold right there with the Orisa shield up front. Do they have anything to deal with this on offense? They do! Luke's takes matters into his own scope. Takes down Onigod.
Oh, buddy. Had to be careful about that angle. Luke showing the shots. Now he can get control of that high ground if he wants. And IPN all the way, playing passive in the back line. Nikon finds Shinoda, though.
Shinoda found himself right there. He fell right into a trap, and he deflected, but it's just a matter of time before that runs out. And now, despite that early pick, Oni is back in position anyway, so we're completely reset here.
Yeah, and we've got the Shetland set up now as well, where Oni can get to hang about. Looks like he's trying to or get an off angle here going. Instead of hanging out on the balcony, he's going to be a bit more aggressive. This puts him at risk, but also going to throw things out of whack perhaps here for Switzerland, who are getting, well, chiseled down.
Oni's done a really good job. He almost got that DMAC going early on in that one. Now he's going to back all the way up. What you want to do in Widow here is make them try to dive you and then go to the other spot, and then go to the other spot. There's several locations, almost a triangulation of Widow spots on this point. It's just about never getting caught without your grappling hookup.
Nicely done, Track. He missed the first one, got the second. Shinoda's out of the fight. Now we've got a tire, and they're all clumped up, ready and waiting. Again, Remix will die. Luke's and Hell follow. And man, Remix is having a bit of a tough game here. These past couple of maps.
Yeah, it's tough. Mercy's allegedly she's Swiss, doesn't speak Swiss with the proper German accent, according to our friend Zoe. But
Happens to be.
I would like to see them use Valkyrie and use some ultimates here, and then if it doesn't work, just get off of it. I don't think he's comfortable on it. He hasn't looked like he's been able to escape properly. I don't know if his team is giving him the escapes that he needs to get out of there. Just play what you're comfortable on. I'd use ultimates, and then if it doesn't work out, perhaps thinking of switch of the composition.
Yeah, a couple minutes left. Factor in a push. I mean, we've got ults. We're going to straight up just, chuck that nade in. Not quite going to find a target, though. Scorpion looking for the angles. With that barrier in the way, makes things just a little bit spicy. Not quite able to keep up with the healing. We will have, well, just the Diva dying here as Track is once again ruling the roost.
That's a nice kill on IPN. Remix is still up here. He's able to bring Diva back into this. They're committing. If you're going to commit, let's go. Here's the blade.
Yeah, and now it's about Eco. Eco gets dashed through. We do have bomb thrown right into the corner. Shinoda still hanging out here with the blade. Finds the kill on Track. But we've lost Luke's at the hands of Eco as well.
That's some nice pressure here, though, from Shinoda still going forward, even though with that blade dying. Great healing there from Remix, but puts himself in harm's way.
Excellent nade right in there, denying the heal possibility. Shinoda still hanging out so very low right now. Has to be worried about a follow-up nade. But IPN, Eco and IPN at risk. We lose Eco. IPN somehow manages to stay alive in all of this.
I think it's all over but the crying here, though. Shinoda will fall. They will clean up that Diva, and now there's only a minute left. Remix almost peeked around that corner, but that one's over. They committed everything that they had as far as ultimate abilities go in that push for Switzerland. We are under a minute, otherwise Norway will take the lead in this series 2-1.
So what does Switzerland have in store for us here to deal with these nades? With Onigod, who's on fire right now, just popping off.
They're not making any switches here. They're just going to run at it again, and I think you have to get Shinoda to get another blade up. He's at 75%, should be able to get another Dragon Blade, which can swing the fight.
Yeah, there it is. You're calling for it, Hex. The man will deliver. He's got the blade online. Now it's a matter of finding the opening. Boosted decod right now.
Yeah, you wait now because you don't want to go into a boosted Winston. However, they lost Luke's behind this. He's got the Mercy. They have the Mercy, Oni.
Onigod! What a play. Headshot instantly, and the hopes right now getting shattered for Switzerland. We've lost the Diva as well. Remix hanging on by a thread. We do have an Angry Monkey. That's Health pasting Onigod into the corner, but now he's 1v5, and he's not going to last long. Overtime, Wick's burning down. Lux is trying to get into this, trying to just touch the point to keep it alive, but he gets denied point blank by a tire to the face.
Very excellent, flashy DPS play from Norway there. Not only was it Onigod, but it was Track with the consistent damage that put the healers in a rough spot. Do I go heal my other healer? Do I heal the rest of my team? So much damage being outputted by that Junkrat. 5,500 damage, 25% of his team's overall damage output on that Junkrat. Yes, Onigod gets the flashy plays. Actually, Onigod did outdamage him, 27% of the damage on the team. A DPS carry from Norway as they're able to take Temple of Anubis.
Yeah. Shout outs to Onigod, the demon god. What plays, and we are going to be going into map 4. So right now in the lead, as you well know.
No, it was map 3, IMO.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I just noticed that. I was like, wait a second, this is doing my head in now. But never mind, it's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to confuse you.
I'm just like, oh my god. Yes, there it is. Hey, right there. All right. So it is 2-1, and we have a Widow comparison coming here to take a look at it as, well, the Demon God was definitely going to work.
Luke's held his own pretty early on, though, right? It's like, well, are you going to have an answer for Oni? He just pops him right in the dome, though. But the problem is that Luke's was under pressure so often from the opposing Genji as well. They had a little bit of issues there, and you do see the damage done overall. Luke spent more time on it, almost a minute more, but got out-damaged, out-final blowed, out-elimed. The difference between final blows and eliminations. Eliminations means you helped. Final blows means I finished it.
Yeah, you got the job done.
Yeah, didn't die as much either, but you know, it's a team game, and all these one-by-one comparisons do matter a little bit. It's overall, did your team allow you to do this? Were you protected? Did you get the healing? I mean, you saw that Onigod very often had his Mercy with him to damage boost, but also they set themselves up so that their Mercy had an escape, right? You can come back here because if you get dived up front, then I'm back here and I'll take the dive and I'll grapple away, then you can go to the team. They just seemed a little more coordinated as far as giving their Mercy options.
Well, shall we say standard, right? A little bit more standard is kind of the feel that I get, just because we did see Luke's, you know, trying to get into these off angles, trying to hold close on the bridge, trying to hold low ground, not really taking advantage of the full Shetland pony kind of setup with that shield. So, well, you know, I love this map. I don't know about you, Hex, but I'm a big fan of Gibraltar. You know,
it was funny when I was talking to Norway. They're like, well, we run tank heavy, right? So we're generally really good on King's Row and Rialto. And then one of the other members chimed in. He goes, but oddly enough, we're also the gods of Gibraltar. He's like, I don't know what it is about that map that really suits our style, but they're very confident going into Gibraltar as well. So he's like, it makes no sense. We don't understand why, but we are the gods of Gibraltar. This group of idiots is also the gods of Gibraltar. I love Norway.
Big words, big words. I don't know what to see about that. Challenge me on my
Well, I mean,
turf.
you think about what we've seen from Norway in the last couple of maps, and it hasn't been the super tank heavy ground and pound push on the ground. They've been running dive.
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a Widow and Genji, Tracer, I mean, anything else, Gibraltar's going to be a good map for you. They also did mention they might run Tord as well.
Hey, I heard that chuckle. I heard
How dare you? That's a hero you're talking about.
Exactly.
How dare you?
Oh, no. Eco, don't do it to us.
Well, they wouldn't run it on offense, very likely. Unless they really want to invest in kind of a quasi-pirate ship. You set up a gun on the payload and just keep pushing it. It can be hard to crack. Now, defensively is what we know they're absolutely going to run because they're out of spawn. We've got a Brigitte, we've got a Mercy, we've got an Ana, got a couple of dive tanks and a Widow. So an interesting composition here.
Yeah, he was going to be able to hang out with each other, and looks like he's going to be able to win the duel initially here versus Onigod. So I'm not going to get my hopes up yet, though, Hex. You saw this happen before.
Yeah, his dueling has been good. It's just where the other shots are coming in. So his Widow v Widow's been strong. He's even killing him in unresable positions, though a kill that early, you really don't even want to waste the res on. It's just a cooldown that you'd rather have somewhere else. And now Switzerland taking back. They're just holding on the high ground up on the crate.
Oh, buddy, that was a headshot, double headshot. All right, Oni, that was a body shot. Just going to keep going down the line. He's hit 5 shots in a row, 3 of them headshots. Let's go, buddy.
Well, they were able to take down Decod, so it's going to be very difficult to pressure Luke's. A lot of this pressure is going to have to happen from Oni hitting shots. He's hit a lot of headshots. His ultimate is nearly charged. That's a shot that helps. Track is able to come in as well, take down Remix, but Luke's 2-0 in the duel.
Again, and we lose Scorpion, and that's going to be a res used on Onigod this time around. Luke's is just actually coming alive here with kill after kill. Track trying to keep the pressure on and not let him get too comfortable. Yes, pay attention to me. So you can take the arrow to the face this time.
Just
and well,
fade away. Up over the edge. He doesn't even see when it lands right there. Now he's got a dragon ready too. That's exactly where you always put the dragon. No reinforcements coming through that door. That way you know where everyone else is going to be funneled to. And a couple of late kills. Seems like Norway should be able to grab this point eventually.
Yeah, oh man, Track right now. It's going ham. 5 final blows, 6 final blows. Let's keep it rolling. Finally, Elva's going to be able to smash him into the ground, but it's too little too late. And we will get a first point picked up here for Norway.
I'm very impressed with Track so far in this series because if Norway is going to be able to contend with the USA and Canada, everyone knows how good Onigod is. And everyone's known how good Onigod is for years. Now, he's going to be shut down. If you can shut down one, then your other DPS is going to have room to work. And so far, Track has taken advantage of all the room he's had to work.
He's been doing excellent work. So now it's a matter for Switzerland. They lose Remix first. It's pretty much the worst stagger you can get because now you're going to have to fight it late. And Track just going to chuck arrows. Oh, what a shot! Remix, that just sucks. I mean, not like he sucks, that just sucks. You're just wrong place, wrong time, arrow in the face.
That's really rough. There was a nice anti-heal on top of the shuttle there, and both the tanks with a great disengagement. Track just stayed up front. He's like, they're gonna dive you guys, and our tanks are gonna be there, so I'm just gonna hit 3 shots in a row. I'm gonna Robin Hood it.
No one
Yeah, he's wearing tights too. What a beast! And now he's got the dragon online.
I mean, it's one of the reasons why this combination of DPS works so well is because all of the information that you get. You get infrared sight right there to be able to lock that dragon through. Track hitting the close range right there. This is the track show. Welcome to the track meet.
The man, and the tickets are free. He is so beast right now. What a play! There's the headshot on Remix going for the bold res. Ends up costing him. And this is definitely going to be a second point picked up here for Norway, who are just cruising through Jib.
This is ridiculous. 14 eliminations, 11 final blows for Track right now. He's got 33% of his team's damage. He's hitting 33% of his shots on Hanzo.
Yeah, that's not easy. That is not easy. And now we got the brothers going at it right now. A bit of a spat.
Shimado, Shimada. We'll see which one is better.
There are the shots. I mean, he's getting on one. Yep. Going on line for the dragon again. There's reflect, dodges that, no problem at all.
Deflection coming in. He can just fire this one across the bridge. Why not? You're getting it up every fight.
Yep. High ground cleared. Right behind the Diva Bomb, though, so a little staggered on the fighting. Eco's getting dangerously low, getting pocketed by IBN, and it's looking like he will survive. They just can't kill this Mercy right now. The trance comes through. Eco, I mean, immediately topped up again.
They had a nano on the Winston, and he got bullied away, had to hide in the corner. It has been all Norway here on Gibraltar. And hey, they said they were the gods of Gibraltar. I'm beginning to believe it.
I mean, when the coach is saying, hey, you know, we love payload maps, I mean, this is, I mean, look at it. The body block is perfect. Not letting him even get out from spawn. Switzerland right now, I mean, it's chaos. You have to hope you can get the job done here.
And as a Tracer trying to go against the Hanzo that has put an arrow in your head a couple times, you just lose all confidence. You end up burning out your blinks early, you end up burning out recall early, and Norway will finish with a blazing fast time here on Gibraltar.
Excellent work. Everybody on fire for Norway in the end. Just hardly any kills at all. 10 of them coming through in the end for Switzerland.
You know what I appreciate about Track is that he did a lot of his damage without using storm arrows.
Yeah.
You know, without using the ability that just lets you pepper in 5 shots. He was actually hitting headshots. When he killed that Mercy, she was spinning in the air to try to dodge him in a resurrection, and he missed, I think, all 5 of his storm arrows. And then he's like, you know what, I'm not good with these. I'll just use the regular old one. Plinks her in the head.
There you go. Done point blank on the Tracer, too, a couple times. That definitely rung some bells.
That's got to be huge for them to get some confidence in Track. You know, a player that maybe they've not played a ton with before, not necessarily previously on these teams. And like I said, you know your known commodities and your D-COD and your Oni God. You know what is there. Where is everyone else going to step up? Because they're going to be the focus of enemy teams. Enemy teams are going to shut down Oni God and be like, someone else has to beat us.
Yeah.
And Track right now is proving that he can beat you.
I mean, Track right now is running a sick KD, 14-1. Like, okay, that's not too bad.
Nice.
That's not too bad. You're doing your work.
It's the 14 final blows which astounds me. Like, Oni God's doing well. He's got 17 limbs, only 7 final blows.
He's a bit more generous. He feels like sharing.
Yeah, why not?
He's looking out.
You know, give a little confidence. Give a little confidence.
That's helping Track out. You know?
I'm just wondering how high pitch your voice is gonna get. Just keep going with it.
Norway though, well, now they're gonna get the swap onto the defense, and we're gonna get Track on that Genji, but we were seeing some sick blades from him, so I'm not even worried about that. The guy's gonna keep running game on the Swiss.
I really expected Oni God to be running the Genji. That's what I remember him most on, but he's also probably the best hit scan player on the team. Well, there's actually no doubt he's the best hit scan DPS on this team. So when you have to run a Widow, you have to run a Tracer, he's gonna be your guy.
And in the meantime, Switzerland, we will get the dive tanks. We will get the Mercy, who's going to be able to follow them along with Deanna. Okay, so exactly, immediately getting a little bit of room to work with here on the high ground that's going to be held. And in the meantime, we should have that payload making its way forward. Kiva's going to be the one having to keep an eye on it for now. And yeah, Norway just holding all the way back. They're like, yeah, sure, we won't even like give you the chance to get an early kill to get the ball rolling. We're just going to wait for our opportunity.
I mean, this is generally where you want to hold in high-level Overwatch. A lot of your ladder play, you'll start holding forward and then try to get a retreat going back here. So a lot of the more professional teams will just hold back to begin with, taking that advantage of it. Defender's advantage. They will just jump on this right away. A nice equalize there. Takes down both of the heroes that just fell. It is 4v4 right now. Offense going to keep pushing here. Mercy isolated.
Big advantage here as well because Remix is going to get back into this fight earlier, and so we will have that heal throughput coming through here for Switzerland. Oni God finding Scorpion though, and Remix once again. Remix dies. 9 deaths for Remix so far. I mean, You don't really want to throw the guy under the bus, though, because it's like 8 deaths for Scorpion, 8 for Shinoda, 8 for Helv, so it's not like he's just...
It just always feels
out of control.
worse.
It's not sideshow level, you know? Like,
No.
it's not out that bad.
It's not quite sideshow level yet. And it always just seems worse because it's Mercy. She's the linchpin of your team.
Yeah.
If you kill a Mercy, that's a fight that you generally expect to win because of her healing output and because of her ability to scramble away. And also, yeah, she can bring you back to life if you die. It's kind of important.
What's important is that Onigod is starting to win this duel versus Luke as well. So we will get the res used here by Remix. So there's that mechanic that was just mentioned. And now Track getting in here. Nano boosted blade. Going for the hack and slash. One target, looking for 2. Gets robbed of that one by Decod. No fair. And well, still.
They really don't have anything to shut down this Genji either. Luke's has actually played really well so far in this map. He's just been stringing headshots together, which is really important. They're relying on maybe hitting a sleep dart or having their Winston in the correct area to be able to shut down Track on the Genji, and they finally take him out of the mix. Here comes Helv, who we mentioned might be the best player on this team.
Send them straight in right there. Decod now decides to get a bit angry. Looking to survive. Not the best one, though, because Helm is also going to be there to punch him in the face, so it's a Winston-on-Winston action. Caught in the corner. Decod getting tased, and he just barely gets topped up again. Switzerland still in this fight. 1.5 minutes on the clock, and they will pick up this first point.
Finally come through there, are able to clean up the mess of the rest. Nice little late stagger. They could get on the Devo, but they take the Mercy down instead. We'll see the positioning that they take. Switzerland not out of this one yet. And they're able to pull off this map to come away against Norway 2-2, I think would blow away everyone's expectations of both of these teams.
Yeah, I agree. Shinoda, though. Looking for the angle.
Can nanoblade him. You've got the nanoblade. It's one of the combinations as old as time. You always think about who are good targets for Ana to nano boost. Give the extra damage, give it the resistance to. And it's always been really heavy tanks or really, really tricky flanking DPS. So Genji's been a primary target of nano boost since the heroes were introduced.
The dawn of time. Let's see, there it is. Boosted Shinoda looking to just hack him up. There's one kill onto Onigod. Manages to set it up for Eco as well. And Scorpion finding Decod. Switzerland just rolling through this second point now with some great ult usage.
They need to roll through this point and actually take it, though. The cart's a little further behind because they invested a great deal into this one. There was a Valkyrie used, a Nano, and a Blade going forward, as well as a Primal Rage. It's a ton of ultimates, but Norway also not great in the economy as well.
Onigod needs to survive. We've lost Decod here for Norway, though. He was trying to get through that choke point, but he got shut down. Now it's the Blade fully committed here by Track. Looking to come up with the big plays. There's the one. Self-destruct finds nothing apart from Tricky. There's the DMAC, but right now Norway, the delayed challenge on the payload is working out.
It's just really smart. You see the timings of some of these teams be so much better than others of, yes, let's give up ground. Let's wait. We're not ready to fight yet, so let's wait. You saw a lot from Canada as well on their re-engagements when they came back in. Of course, they were running a lot of Sombra, so they knew exactly where people were and what time they had. But it's fine to give up progress as long as you don't give up points. The point will extend the clock. That clock right now for Switzerland sitting at 2 minutes.
It's about to take over as well. And now that payload, it has started to push back towards spawn. Scorpion about to get another boost online here. And with wall hacks for Switzerland, Luke, so he's going to be able to try and set up these shots. He's got to come up with something, and he does deliver. Onigod out of the fight immediately. And there's the follow-up hit on Track. Switzerland really falling back on the luxury of having this Widow on their team.
Now they trade out yet again. Now the deciding kills are coming in from Shinoda, who had to pick up the slack. Luke's has been doing his job just fine. Tricky is going to come into the highlight reel again with a 3 elimination self-destruct.
You guys can't see it right now, but it's a double facepalm head holding action going on right now because you're thinking this is it. Switzerland, they're going to get that second point, and then debunks.
You do look distraught. And it's just great kills early on from Luke's. He takes down both of the flanking DPS as a Widow. That's insanity. And then Shinoda comes in, gets himself a couple kills without having to use Blade. The saving grace is that they will have Blade for this next fight. They have Nano again. They have Winston's Primal Rage. They've got a lot to work with. Switzerland, do or die time. Here's the Nano.
Oh, what a sleep! What a sleep! Oh, man, IVN the hero! Nano boosted Blade, I think not. Oh, a sick play.
To Sleeping Nano's dream of electric sheep, rather. They are still in this one, though, despite that hero play. They got a couple of kills. They didn't finish off the kill up top on Shinoda, so they're still diving in, and Helve has come to life. Helve has put down so much big damage on this Winston. Now the Blade trying to come back, and one more miracle looking for it.
Yeah, again, it's Track, and again, Track will find his kill. Looking at Remix is floating out in the open right now, but Lux finds the key shot onto Track. A lot of damage lost here for Norway, but they still have the tanks in this fight. Tricky looking to get a remake. There's the D-Mech on Kiva.
They're going to come in with Sound Barrier too. Norway thinks that they can bring this one back. They do have a defender spawn advantage, and they have ultimates yet to use. And Decat takes down Lux. Has been so important.
What a stick on the baby diva, no less. Remix is dead. There's the backline gone for Switzerland. Shinoda, the last man alive here, does find the refly kill on IPN, but it's not going to be enough, and it doesn't look like anybody is close enough here for Switzerland to keep this map alive. Norway, the flags exactly flying high. Another victory for them.
Another victory for Norway. They will take the series 3-1, and when I spoke to them, they said every map is really important to us. I think they're a little surprised that they lost to the first map to Switzerland, but give Switzerland all the credit in the world as well. I think they put some people on notice with a lot of their individual performances. Now the question is now that you've got them all here and you're playing together, it counts as practice. Now you're able to scrim together, you're able to play on the LAN client together. I would expect them to continue to improve as the tournament goes on, but I was expecting Switzerland to not perform as well as they did. They put up a very good fight against a winning Norway team.
Yeah, so then they managed to actually find that first win as well. So they've shown themselves now that they're capable.
Right.
They are able to find success here on the main stage, Switzerland. So no reason to get down, just more experience. And, going forward, we've got 2 more days of this kind of action coming up, Hex. Yeah. They have more chances to prove themselves.
Yeah, and that confidence is just absolutely important as well. I mean, look, these guys, like I said, they don't know if they can become programmers, and we mentioned yesterday, there's some stories of guys performing very well in the Overwatch World Cup who go on to greater things, to contenders, to the Overwatch League. But let's go onto the floor and see what Decat had to say.
Hex, here with Decat from Team Norway. You were able to come out, get your first victory of the group stage. How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling really good. It's a good thing to get a win on your first match here, so I feel really good about it.
Are you a little disappointed that you guys weren't able to pull off the 4-0 like you kind of predicted that you would?
I mean, we predicted, 4-0, but I felt like our first map was more of a warm-up for us to realize, like, okay, we have to take everyone seriously. We can't just think we're going to 4-0.
Right. Now, last year when you guys were coming into the World Cup, you were all a little bit fresh, but since then, you've been playing in contenders, last night leftovers. Do you feel like with you having that experience, you've been able to contribute to your team's overall game sense?
With the coaching staff we had at LNL, it was such a big improvement for our mentality going into the game. I can't thank the staff at LNL enough for the help they gave us.
All right. Now, last question for you, man. The last time you and I spoke on camera, you were, boasting about how luscious and great that your beard was. Do you still feel like you have the best beard in Overwatch? Is it safe to say that?
I would say it's safe to say that, yeah.
All right. You heard it from Decat. He has the best beard in Overwatch. Yo, Fraggy, Zebasai, if this man gets in the league, you're going to have a run for your money. But anyways, thank you very much, Decat. Everybody give him a hand. And with that, we're going to go ahead and break down that Norway victory with the casters. Take it away, guys.
Thank you, Malik. Yes, so Norway, they found success.
It was kind of funny to hear him say, like, well, I guess after the first warm-up game, we have to decide to take everyone seriously. And they were talking about how, like, USA and Canada's not going to take them seriously, and they're going to use their hubris against them. And I guess hubris, that double-edged sword right there.
I like that. They might have that opinion, right? Where it's just like, oh, they just think it's a stupid thing.
Yeah.
Or an American thing. not saying that Americans are stupid. Yeah, shut up. All right, so if you get that reference, I love you, and we'll get along great. All right, so now, what are we going to go into next?
Wait, next match? Or
Yeah, next match. What's up?
I just put on my schedule.
You did actually just put down the schedule.
We were just looking
Brazil.
at it. I don't have a memory.
Yeah, but let's go ahead and take a look at the T-Mobile Fan Pulse. It's brought to you by the fastest network in America ever. So, track is dominating. Good things. Good things. That's what we saw.
Yeah, it's about as easy as it gets. But it's so important as Norway goes forward that he continues to play that well. As I mentioned, you need 2 DPS to be able to play in any sort of league, because if one person is locking down a team, you just send resources at him. but someone else has to step up. And it's very much like any other kind of sport. We're not going to let this guy beat us. We're going to cover him. Someone else has to beat us. And
yeah, and I mean, that is something that we did manage to get into. Just the variety. We're seeing the depth of the hero pools for these teams in particular, but also, thankfully, the meta is allowing for those guys to express themselves and really show what they're capable of. Lots of comp switches, and that's exactly what I want to see when I watch Overwatch.
I've been around Overwatch for a little over 2 years now, 2.5, almost getting on to 3 years now. And I think this meta is the most variety I've seen in a very long time. I'm actually surprised by it because I thought it was going to be tanks and supports. Tanks and supports. When you don't have a lot of time to prepare, you try to just keep it simple. You know, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. You'll be fine. It's tanks and supports. Tanks and supports, and instead we saw almost everything. Except we didn't see Torb, we didn't see Sam, we didn't see Bastion. I think you will see some of that during the Overwatch.
I hope. Crossed fingers, and I also hope that you guys are using the hashtag right now, hashtag OWWC2018, if you guys want to get picked up on the broadcast. If you got some clever tweets, throw them at us, and might get featured.
Anything clever you have, please give it to us because I got nothing.
We don't have any writers. It doesn't work that way.
No writers.
No one's writing our jokes.
Permanent strike. Obviously. I would hope not. Well, here is that aforementioned track, and he kicks it off strong here. I said that's a gutsy play to do it right into a Brigida's face. So he must have known the shield bash is on cooldown there so that he can get off that Death Blossom. Because if you're Death Blossoming and you get stunned, you're just death at that point.
Yeah, embodied, incarnate, 6 feet under. That is the the brutality of having a Brigida, but that's also why it's so key to have good comms, because you need to be calling out those valuable cooldowns. You need to know when flashbang's on cooldown, stuns are on cooldown.
And this is one of the reasons I think you still can run Tracer into these really tank-heavy and sustain-heavy compositions. If you're only modifying your Tracer, and say people are half health, she's a finisher now instead of just an eliminator. Her Pulse Bomb used to be able to just knock everyone dead, a lot more burst damage, a little bit of damage came off of that, but now people at half health and they're all clumped together, Pulse Bomb can finish fights.
I can absolutely wreck your day. And I mean, I just enjoy watching Tracer play. The mechanical skill involved with top-tier Tracer is so sick.
Speaking of mechanical skill right there, a blading Genji headshot by Onigod, and this is just a DPS reel, but you got to give credit to everyone else on Norway, because Tricky, we didn't call his name a lot, but he hit a couple huge self-destructs. Decod was finishing kills, and then you know what's great is when you don't call supports names, because it means they're staying alive. They're not getting picked off. We didn't really have to talk about Norway supports at all, and it seems like every kind of line, DPS line, support line, tank line, are all working the way they should for Norway.
Yeah, just taking a look at the stats right now as far as Switzerland are concerned. I mean, it's just that DPS line between Track and Onigod was working so well that obviously it's going to be in their favor on Gibraltar. But, you know, Remix, we were calling his name a lot, but at the same time, the rest of his team is dying around him.
Right.
It's just a tough break for him. It feels like it's just rough edges that they need to go ahead and polish out. Guys, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we'll have Canada versus Brazil. So I don't know. I know you guys don't want to go anywhere. It's going to be North versus South America. Let's go.